Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another discourse on problem solving. A 10-year-old child in the family, elder sister, mother and father. Mother works from home, father goes to office. Father is a businessman, recently changed over to entrepreneurship and now he's busier. Mother has an entrepreneurship drive in her, she's also quite busy. Child is a very average child. In the academics, he's in the last 5 in the class. In dance, he struggled to get C grade. In debates, he got D grade. In class participation, he got C grade. In languages and literature, he got B grade. The only place where he did pretty well was football. He was a part of the school football team, although he was never in the startup 11. That's the profile. A message comes from school. The child has 8 days of homework pending. Mother says, I'm shocked. What does he do? He doesn't have any indulgences. He's with pen and paper. If at all he does anything, it is with pen and paper. He doesn't have indulgences, no mobile, no television, no phone calls, no chit chat with friends. So you find a solution, you hire a tutor. Tutor is worried about her performance, so she doesn't report everything to the parents. And the relationship is, you're okay, I'm okay. This is the kind of relationship most of the home tutors have with their wards. I'm okay, you are okay. Don't try and look into what is inside, and I will also not try and find out what you're holding. Do we buy psychological satisfactions through such vivid measures? We do, isn't it? We do. We throw psychological measures. That's another issue. That's for another chapter, another episode in problem solving discussions. So this home tutor now gets the homework done. Homework done means, okay, many times she lends her own hands, erases few strokes, just to make it look like the child's own strokes. Now, there's another message. The child doesn't understand simple things like herbivorous and carnivorous. I hope I'm not putting the syllabus too early for a 10-year. That's okay, herbivorous, carnivorous. Mother first time takes this problem to father. Father decides to spend his precious Sunday hours on tuitioning the child. That was a sprawling time for him, a relaxed time for him, and now he's putting his head down, talking to a 10-year on herbivorous, carnivorous, photosynthesis, neutralization. Oh no, I think I'm a little early in that. Inertia, no, it's a little early. Okay, fine. These couple of concepts are demonstrative of the kind of challenges that the father has. photosynthesis, herbivorous, carnivorous, division, multiplication, decimals, and what have you. Algorithms, no, too early. Matrices, no, bit too early. Father puts his head down. He's wondering, why don't I answer instead questions of solubility, neutralization, molarity, molecular weight? That will be easier for him. But somehow he manages. So how long he will manage? He will manage only for a couple of hours. If at all, a couple of Sundays. He rather deletes the problems of the child to ensure the home is a happy place for him. Unfortunately, we do that. Unfortunately, we do that. We make the home a happier place by disowning the responsibilities. And now look, the problem has gone through the gestation. It is out. All the symbols are there. All the symptoms are there. The wet spot is already there on the wall. This problem is about standing. How? He's done terribly bad in the assessment, in the first assessment of the year. He's done terribly bad. So father finds out whether he should join a football coaching, a professional football coaching, because that's where he seemingly is doing well. So a couple of thousands go there, and he talks to the coach. How is he doing? Oh, he's doing very well. That's a part of his profession, isn't it? Your child is doing very well. One day he happens to pass through the football coaching arena, and he shockingly discovers the child is sitting all alone on the bench. The rest of the people are playing. He doesn't know whether to share this with his wife, child's mother, but decides against the wisdom. He says the best way is for me to forget the problems, hope things will be normal sooner than later. The spot is already seen. Now, the fungal activity on the wall. The message has come from school that he has done very badly in terminal examination, and then comes a time when he finds some pretext or the other to skip school. He started skipping school. The softer hands of father spares the child. He has that melancholic posture of the child sitting on the bench during the football coaching on a sprightly evening day when everybody was giggling, everybody was putting their might, everybody was running left and right, tackling the ball, running with the ball. This child was sitting out on the bench, and the football coach had no daring to share this with his client, the father. How can I embarrass the father? By saying, your child doesn't have the energy to play football. Energy, he procreates a formula for energy. So he buys a lot of energy foods. And every time the child is pushed into energy food, he decides to skip. He decides to skip the dining area. Refrigerators he's off from. Because Either the mother or the father will tell him, why don't you have this? Why don't you have this? Etc. etc. Daughter announces her birthday is going to come in next 4 days. Daughter's birthday in 4 days to come. Parents decide to postpone the birthday by 2 days to ensure that they have a good long weekend to celebrate the birthday. And they throw some extra invitations. They make 1 or 2 more calls inviting people to their place. So the budget for the daughter's birthday is now double. Number of people called for the birthday are double. Food double. Soft drinks double. Snacks double. Balloons double. Colors double. Space doubled. Music louder. A magician has come to entertain children. Some part of the party is outsourced. But the child, the younger one, not going to school so often these days, skipping the school on some pretext or the other, has to be brought to the party. Has to be brought to the party. And in a while, when everybody's doing a freak out dance, everybody's teasing each other, they're playful with each other, suddenly a mother is busy serving the guests. Suddenly the father, puts his hand over something on the son's shoulder on the sofa, and lo and behold, the son is not there. The son has vanished from the party. Now he can't make a ruckus out of it. He can't be loud about it. So he quietly goes on searching here and there, here and there, here and there. And my God, the son is not there. He whispers to wife, tells, I've searched for him everywhere. The door is closed. Now, since there are a lot of ladies in the kitchen area, the father could not go. The mother goes the other side of the kitchen, and in the dry balcony, this child is hanging his head on the railing, putting his head on the railing and looking nowhere. That's a devastating scene. That's a shock wave. That is the electric part of the wet wall. The electrical leakage of the wet wall. Somebody can just get stuck there. That is that stage. How do I continue with the story? I have no heart to do that. We're talking about a 10-year-old child. Family well off. All that he would like to consume, he would like to have is easily available. Mother earns a couple of lakhs from the business. Father is well employed. He was well employed. Now he's an entrepreneur. No limits on finances. He can afford so many tuitions, so many services. He can buy a big pram and take this 10-year in the garden. He can do that. Maybe a electric motor driven pram. He can do that. But that way he'll be only choosing false solutions. I don't know how to complete this story. The dramatist in me has a responsibility to complete the story, to put this to some climax. But the father in me, the parent in me, the teacher in me is already in love with this child because of loneliness. How do I put him to another? How do I put this character? How do I put this character in another? In another? How do I put this character in another dark spot? So years later, the father and mother look at the day of the celebration of the daughter's birthday as a milestone of the problems of depression that the child suffered. They are all fateful happenings. Problems of depression are like problems of cancer. We don't know what hit you. Anything under the sun and over the moon and over the sun too, including the sun, can cause cancer. We have no solution for that. But in the context of problem solving, we are now for sure that there is there is a conception, there is a passage of gestation, then there is a birth, and there is a crawl, there's a first cry, the crawl, the stand up, the run, the play of problems. Problems are genuinely human children. They can't stay at one place, so they crawl. They can't keep crawling, so they stand. They can't keep standing, therefore they run. They can't keep running, therefore they play. Therefore they play. We can only be watchful of these problems. There's a wafer thin view that problem offers, and we'll have to take it. We will have to take it. That split opening will have to be taken. That's the margin. The wafer thin is a margin because of which the best of the batsmen, in best of the form, can get out. That wafer thin margin is how the best of the kicks, the most swirling kicks, the most beautiful kicks were stopped by the poles. That is a margin of error for one car, shoulder against another car. It touches, wow. You have a mighty violent scene, blood-splitting scene, and it holds itself through that. We have a joyful ride, high-speed joyful ride in the coexistence of another car, which is giving you an extra lift of the joy. There's a wafer thin margin that problem offers their view from. Take it. That's life. That's life. So come to problem solving come to life.